Hello everybody and welcome back to Vampyr. We've been delaying the inevitable long enough and we really need to go and see the Shadow Cabinet at the Ascalon Club now. Probably should show our face, shouldn't we, to this secret society of vampires. No doubt it's going to be full of, well, full of tossers probably. A secret society of vampires, probably all old bastards who need a slap, but we'll see. Hello, it's Dr. Daddy here, let me in.
Do you know where you are standing right now?
Yes, I knocked on your door.
The Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reid.
Thank you,
Please proceed.
Mr. Pink Eye.
Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
I'm a doctor, by the way. You should probably get that checked out. It's contagious. Don't let people fart on your pillow, mate. What happened in here, then?
There has been quite a battle here.
Seriously? Right. Time to do doctor's rounds, everybody.
I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the furniture.
Oh, is this going out the back door? Did I make an error in judgment here? The loading screen seems to imply. Yes, I did. Oh nice, is there any goodies out here? Can I unlock the door this side? Oh, really? It's not locked? Oh no! Let me in! Let me in! I made a mistake! Alright, well I'm gonna quickly do my doctor round out here. Might be anything interesting. No. No. Alright, well back inside then. Good. When you come to one of my Let's Plays, you get to see lots of loading screens and other exciting things like that. I spoil you lot. Ooh, don't I just. Right. Let's see what else we can steal that isn't nailed down. Can't loot any of these dead boys, which is a bit of a shame. Some of these doors don't exist. History and purpose of the Ascalon Club. It's full of assholes. Feel free to pause it if you want to read that. Honestly, being quite frank here, the Ascalon Club bores me to tears. Secret societies are cool. People like was it the Freemasons essentially are not cool. This is like a vampiric order of Freemasons. Boring. Right. More stealing to be done. Some aluminium powder. What else we got in here? Nice drawing room. Yep. Not nailed down. For some reason there's drugs everywhere. Shillings. Little chest of drawers. I love the whole like be Link and just not and take everything that isn't nailed down approach. It's always pretty funny. Key to the Ascalon Club's basement, which will probably be relevant later. I can't remember if I actually found anything down there last time, but hey, that's what we kind of needed. Anything else not nailed down? Little cabinet here. Oh, here we go. Lo and behold, it's full of old people.
Good evening.
Those guys count. They're vampires. They're old people. My god, the Clone Brothers strike again.
My good friends, if I may have your attention.
Guess who that is?
Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reid. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bansher was no match for him.
Oh god, someone help me. I need a mobile phone in this era so someone can text me to get me out of this
Come
mess.
forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss.
By discuss, you mean preach. Because you're just going to go on at me, aren't you?
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reid. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
You think that people would notice the Earl of Bristol being alive for about a million
Last
years?
we meet, I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you.
Oh, he's got pink eye
Please
too.
accept
Man,
my
this is a
condolences
problem.
for
Stop
your loss,
letting people
Dr.
fart
Reid.
on your pillows,
Thank you,
dudes.
my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
She is a close friend. I admire her. She's a close friend, and I'm... let's go.
Yes, she is. I may even say I admire her probity and her kindness. She has helped me since I was reborn.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is a mortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
This guy's
Of
a
course
jerk.
not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the Skull Plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Huh, why now? Why me? Why suddenly so friendly? Why now, indeed?
Why have you asked me here?
Because the crisis is escalating. Our enemies, the Guard of Priwen, have even launched an open hunt. The only way to calm things down is to put an end to the epidemic.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End? Is that it?
Ah, straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reid, but first, I should like to get to know you better.
I don't want to get to know you better. You're a dickhead.
Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Seriously.
Well, no.
Jonathan, you should headbutt
I also
him.
wanted to
Bam!
meet the intriguing Ekon, who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
Yeah, it's the dude from Hannibal. You know, with the horns. Don't speak about my family. Lady Ashbury told us to be polite, so we will be polite. We gain nothing from antagonizing this guy, and we have everything to gain from being nice to him.
No. I
Sadly.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reid. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
There's questions
Before
about...
I accept,
Oh.
I have so many questions.
Please ask.
There are questions about this. What does membership imply? I killed one of yours, the club's purpose. Now, membership implies you gotta be loyal and blah blah to him, that's all it cares. The club's purpose is to be a spooky secret club like the Freemasons. Boring. Let's mock him and say we killed one of his dudes.
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours, sent to cleanse the East End of all skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
Yeah, well, cool. Let's do it.
I agree to join the club.
So,
This
the
is
less time I
good
spend
news.
talking to this
Good news
absolute
indeed in
foul
these crucial
creature, the better.
times. Let's inform the Assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not, nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country.
Of course you do. The only
My
nice thing
fellow
about aging is that
members, dear
idiots like this
friends,
die off, and when they're
please
immortal
gather
you can't
and
get rid of
welcome
them.
this
Typical.
Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
One of these is not like the others.
Well,
Did you spot him?
speak, Dr. Reid, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall. Speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Wait, are we marrying him? I do.
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance.
Oh, this fancy stuff makes me cringe. Let's sign the
I know
Book of
it's awfully
Silliness.
Gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation.
Our traditions of taking over other places and being awful to them. Yeah, if that's what you mean. Go on then, let's sign. I have to sign in my own blood because, you know, using an ink pot is just too normal. It's incredibly unhygienic, but there we go. It's not like there's a plague going around. This is how these guys all got pink eye.
Delightful. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reid. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us!
Is that a euphemism?
One of us!
One of us. One of us is not the same as the rest of them. Talk to Lord Redgrave. Well, let's mock this dodgy old bastard back here first, shall we?
Good evening, Dr. Reid. How does it feel to be this evening's centerpiece? Figuratively.
I'm perfectly fine, you old bastard.
I feel perfectly fine. Do I have cause for concern?
Do not be alarmed. The Ascalon Club has a tried and tested policy for choosing its initiates.
May I ask who you are, sir?
Why would you be interested?
Well, as you seem to be the only man in the room with a beating heart, you draw quite a bit of attention yourself.
Ah, vampire senses never cease to fascinate me. They dwarf those of mere mortals. I am Aloysius Dawson, by the way.
Ah, the famous Aloysius Dawson. He is a club member. Is he afraid of vampires? Well, obviously not, since he's here. There's some stupid things. We're not, honestly, I'm not skipping these for the sake of time. I'm skipping these because I hate every single person in the room.
Mr. Dawson?
The less time we spend here, the better.
Dawson and Dawson. The wealthiest man in England. It is a pleasure to meet such a prominent figure of London.
A withering London figurehead, to be precise.
Are you sick, Mr. Dawson? I am a doctor, you know.
My case is beyond the scope of traditional medicine. I have spent fortunes on the world's most competent doctors to arrive at that diagnostic conclusion.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Should I suppose that you're here in search of some form of immortality?
Absolutely not. I'm here to implement my plan to save the city I was born in. To cast out the ghastly evil that has us all on our knees.
Oh yes, and what exactly would that be?
Money cannot solve every problem. This mysterious epidemic is going to require more than money can buy.
You're right. Money is nothing unless one has the will to wield it. I have a plan, sir. A radical one that will save all that is essential in London.
What is your plan, then?
Quarantine and barricades are futile. What we need is a wall.
Uh-oh.
A formidable, unscalable wall to isolate the deserving from the infected masses.
Well, it's unfair, obviously. It's also dangerous because walls don't work, and it's efficient.
But that would segregate the rich from the poor, would it not? It would be unjust.
Our only course of action must be to save England. And to save England, we have to make sacrifices.
Are you not mistaking sacrifice for summary execution?
Why do you care? Are you not a vampire? Removed from all mortal concerns? Decisiveness.
Why would I be removed from all mortal concerns? I haven't turned into a robot, you penis. Well, I hope you fall down and choke to death in your walking stick, you old bastard. Right, let's talk to the other idiot in the room. What up, Earl of Dickheadness?
That went well, did it not? It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
You got some brown on your nose there.
Very long ago.
Well, to be fair, we are supposed to be doing that.
Not quite a
aren't we?
general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Sparrow.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
You know Edgar Swan. Yeah, obviously. You're spying me, also obvious.
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied Scals in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reid, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the Scals.
Some Scals are peaceful, Scals are victims, Scals are malevolent.
Scals are hostile vectors of contagion, that is a fact. But first and foremost, they are victims.
I agree, Dr. Reid, Most of the new Scals who roam the streets at night used to be good British citizens, but they must be put down nevertheless.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reid. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club, and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
Cool. And I've now got the thing I actually needed, which is the new Mesmerize level. Jolly good. That allows me to get into places I could not get into before. Such as, you know, the quest for trying to find Lady Ashbury's daughter's friend. I forgot her name. Charlotte? Charlotte Ashbury. Right. So, we have a new story quest available to us, of course, where we have to ask about the contagion. But more importantly, I want to help Charlotte because she's a nice girl. Even though she does tease us about being a vampire.
I think Lord Redgrave just suggested I was sired by an ancient vampire.
Well, yes, I think we probably gathered that one, didn't we? And did he suggest that? Right. Ask the locals about possible sources of infection. I mean, that's absolutely fine. We can ask around. However, if we go to the side quest thing, Emily is missing. So let's discover where Emily's gone. This is our friend, by the way. We should talk to him quickly.
Good evening, sir. May I have your attention, please?
Come on, Johnny. Don't you recognize your oldest friend?
Clarence. Clarence Crossley. How are you? My God. So you survived the war too. So sorry I didn't recognize you at first.
I almost didn't recognize you either. War does that to men, I heard. In my case, it was true, for I witnessed the horror that lies underneath.
Horror that lies underneath, you say? Like what? How's your wife? Oh, we should ask about his wife, because we're going to see her in a second.
How is your wife, Venus?
We've spent so much time away from each other. So many things have happened.
Is everything all right at home? Surely Venus was relieved to see you return from France in one piece.
Have you forgot what people are like in this part of town, Johnny? Venus fears for our family reputation. Now her husband has become the village idiot.
And something for Venus that we need to speak to. Now, have we got anything? Aha!
When did you escape the war and return to London?
You know what's funny? I almost never think about the war. Not anymore. I'm involved in another kind of battle now.
What's this new battle of yours, Clarence?
What is this new battle?
I saw terrible things during the war. Horrors I thought I'd forget. They're here too. They're everywhere. Vampires.
Vampires, you say? That seems unlikely, Clarence. Oh, shit.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Can you help me?
Infection is everywhere these days. But if you ever go to the park near that swanky house belonging to the Mullaneys...
Yes? What about the Mullaneys? What about their house?
Not enough noise for a big family with children. Not enough movement. Closed doors. What is going on in there? I wonder.
Well, thank you, Clarence.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
Thank you for that, Clarence. So, we have discovered perhaps the first source of the epidemic. Oops. Over. I'm using two different games to do different maps. I'm very sorry. Anyway, there we go. That one. So, what we're going to do quickly is discover Emily. But to do that, we need to get... Hello, madam. Oh, Binded. Hello, madam.
Good evening, miss. Can I help you? I'm a doctor.
She's got pink eye.
Dr. Jonathan Reid.
I am Karina Billow. I don't need any doctor. The rats. Where are the rats?
Miss, you don't seem well at all. Are you afraid of rats? Has one bitten you?
No, it's me who bites them. Tasty, juicy, disgusting rats. I can't stop eating them. Help me, please. Help help me to disobey the voice.
Oh, rats. I like rats. Delicious rats. What's happened to you?
What happened to you?
The rats. The answer hides in their little crunchy bones, their juicy, tiny brains.
Miss Billow, please, try to concentrate. Why do you worry about rats so much?
The voice in my head. He forces me to do so. Drink their blood, he said. Eat their flesh.
Interesting. So it sounds like she's been vampire mind bummed.
Do you feel compelled to obey that voice, Miss Billow? Even if you're loath to submit to it?
Yes. Please. Help.
We need to get to the bottom of that.
Tell me about the voice in your head. Who is it? Can you describe it? Is it someone you know? Someone you met?
Keep your mouth shut, he said. Don't ever speak about me, or I'll abandon you. Help me, please, Doctor.
We need to find out. What hints have I got? Karina only has incoherent speech when speaking about what happened to her. Yeah. We need to get to the bottom of this.
What is the local news hereabouts, Miss Billow?
Shadows. Shadows hunting shadows. Whispers in the dark. Pestilence. Suffering. Death.
This poor lady, we really need to get to the bottom of this, don't we? I don't think I've got any hints about her. I need to discover some more things about her.
Tell me about yourself, Miss Billow. What do you do for a living?
Oh, I'm hungry. Need to eat. Have you got something for me? Blood, perhaps? Can you give me blood, Dr. Reid?
Don't you remember who you are, miss? What you did for work?
I was strong, proud. I campaigned for good causes. But that was before. Before. It does not matter anymore. I'm so hungry.
I must go now.
We need to discover what's happened to her. Definitely. Maybe we can come back to her and find out. There's not side quests involved with her, I think, but I always feel sorry for her. We should probably get to the bottom of that. Right. This is Clarence's house. Look at this place. Massive. Now, Clarence, I need your wife to let me in.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Jonathan, is that you? I did not know you were back in London. Oh, my dear Johnny. I'm so sorry for your loss. Mary was such a sweetheart.
Thank you, Venus. May I come in?
I was going to bed, actually.
Venus, let me in.
I'm sure you can spare me a few minutes. For old time's sake.
Of course you may enter, Jonathan.
Oh, thank you.
You're always welcome here.
Oh, isn't that nice of you, Venus?
At this hour.
Sorry, doing doctor's rounds, Venus. It's very important. Very important. Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. Stealing everything that isn't nailed down. Oh, no one talked to her.
It's a
No, it's not a pleasant. Jesus, goodbye. Whoop. Sorry. Hey, back in a sec. Stealing your shit.
I remember when Mary came here with her husband.
Yep, something. Very important. Oh, we actually need to come back upstairs. I'll have to go back and see Venus in a sec first. This has been a very talky set, but sometimes you gotta have talky sets. We've got a lot to get... Ooh, it's nice bath. Got a lot to get done.
It's locked, all right.
Ah, Venus's journal. Now, Venus's journal is actually kind of interesting. I'm not going to read it myself, but if you want to read it, do feel free. And the interesting about this is they talk about how Clarence is going, going a bit mad, talking about vampires and whatnot, which is obviously interesting. So we want to talk to Venus about that, probably. I think I've stolen everything that isn't nailed down thus far. Nice house. Sorry, Venus, coming back. I just need to go in. I don't think I've looted this lovely thing over here. Lovely, thank you. And this is the back door. We don't need to go out Venus's back door, do we? So we can... Sorry. Let's just quickly chat with her. Hey, Venus.
What do you need from me, Jonathan?
I want to ask you about your life in London, about the reputation of your family.
Venus, why do you worry so much about your family's reputation?
Everyone laughs at Clarence now. And they avoid me because they believe I share his insane opinions. I'm a leper in my own community.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Also, I just realised I probably skipped the initial discussion with her. Really sorry. Arg, I didn't mean to do that. I thought she'd repeat it. That's my bad. Sorry, guys. Cringing a bit there.
How have you been since the last time we met? How long has it been? 3 years now?
I've done my duty, like all British women. You have no idea what it was like to wait for months without knowing if I'd still be a wife or a widow.
I understand. Luckily, this part of town has been saved from the worst of the bombings, from what I've seen.
Yes, and it's also true about the epidemic. The flu has killed here too, of course, but not on such a large scale as in other parts of town.
We do want to ask, I got no more hints. I can't remember how to get more hints to this lady. I'm gonna have to look that up, probably. But she might know more about the infections, because she's
I'm investigating
wise
the
about that
source
kind
of
of thing.
the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual?
The McPhersons. I heard they locked themselves in their own house.
They could just be afraid of getting sick.
Perhaps you're right. But if I were you, I'd pay them a visit. A big house, reachable through a courtyard, to the north of the railway bridge.
That's so useful. Thank you, Venus. Venus is actually alright.
When Mary